Can I just make sure I can pull up my thing? I'm gonna try. Okay, perfect. Why is it doing this? Supposed to be hiding that screen. I'll just go here. Okay. Are you on vacation? Is that what it was?
When?
Last week or
Oh no, I was out sick.
you're out sick?
Yeah.
But there was something about your sister's wedding.
No, I think Nahua got me mixed up with someone else.
Oh.
She thought I had a designated, not designated, what is that? Destination wedding.
Yeah,
But it's gonna be June is her bachelorette party and we're gonna be going to Mexico.
just for the party.
Just, yeah, so June 1st to the 8th, we're taking a whole cruise just for the bridal party. 6 of us. And then, my sister's wedding is in August.
Gary joined us. So you're paying for it?
Of course not. No. But her, not bridesmaid, the maid of honor, she paid for everything up front and then she made everyone a schedule to pay her back.
Really?
So I was like, yeah, that's nice. So over the from January till this past paycheck, she had everything planned out, so. Yeah, everything's all paid for, we're all ready to go. It's nice, I haven't been to Mexico yet, or out of the country yet.
I've been, I've been to Samoa, Mexico, but that was a long time ago. That was when I was in college. Canada.
Ooh.
But Mexico is different now. Where does a cruise leave from? LA?
From LA, yeah. And then we get to go to Cabo and Ensenada?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. A little nervous, just cause it's just us girls on our own, but it should be fun. Okay.
Can you guys hear us? Miss you, Andy.
You look kind of lonely there, Greg.
Hey, John.
Thanks for the invite, Greg.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. I'm not gonna be alone, Andy. Bonnie's walking in.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Hey, Wayne.
Aloha.
John DeFries, good to see you somewhere besides the airplane, sir.
It's nice to be on the ground, frankly.
We're waiting for Roberta. Do you have any, you saw David's comments on the presentation?
Oh, yeah, I meant to answer that email. I've been in meetings pretty
No, no,
much straight. Yeah, I didn't have anything in addition to what he said.
I made those changes.
Okay, they all seemed like reasonable suggestions to me, so.
Yep.
I actually read the whole thing yesterday.
Let me, text Roberta here. Hang on. Courtney, did Roberta accept it, right?
Yes,
Yeah. I know I communicated with her.
she's still on the continent or
Yeah,
is she?
she's in Portland.
Wayne, it looks like we're gonna have a pretty big group at commencement on Saturday. We have a lot of people who came in as freshmen who are graduating this year who didn't get a high school graduation, so we think they definitely wanna come to the college one.
Well,
So, it'll be nice.
Sounds good. I won't drink a lot of water before the commencement starts.
Well, with their protocol and everything, Hawaii CC's East Side commencement's actually longer than ours.
I know, I'm in Hilo till 9 or 10 Friday night for HCC and then turning around for you in the morning.
I
So
got a guest room if you need it.
somebody needs to keep the patrol guys off of Saddle Road for a few hours.
So Roberta said she's signing on now.
Awesome.
How many are scheduled to?
Over
participate?
400.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's a lot of names to read.
Yeah, exactly.
I graduated the year when we had the YouTube video.
Oh, yeah.
COVID, that's why.
Well, so last December, not December 22, we offered everybody the makeup commencement.
Oh,
And we had like over 100. You should have gotten an invitation to that.
dang. I probably deleted on accident. That was spam.
But yeah, I graduated from Korean school, so we had the moo. We didn't have like the whole shebang, so
Oh,
that's why I
yeah.
wanted to do it, but COVID hit.
I actually really enjoyed when we did drive-through. That was actually fun.
In and out.
Yeah. But people decorated the cars, family was there in the car with the student. It was nice.
Oh, that was cute.
I was counting the other day. I think I've been to about 50 commencement ceremonies.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, Roberta said, her Zoom is asking her to update, so it's gonna be in a few minutes.
Oh.
So what time is it? Saturday morning?
9 o'clock.
Okay.
So I'll be at Hawaii CC also. So
And when is that? Friday night?
it's Friday night. I think we're starting a little earlier this year though, than we did before.
I believe it starts at 6.
Okay, that's what that's what I read, I think. So I'm running over there from something else, I forget. Oh, weather permitting, well, maybe regardless, I'm planting a tree in the botanical gardens Friday afternoon.
Oh, really?
Garden we have on campus.
So Courtney, there were no testimony, right?
Our new regent will be indoctrinated doing 3 commencements in one weekend.
Oh, so he's gonna do all three also?
He's doing all 3, I'm doing 2.
Okay, yeah, I had arranged my schedule so I could go to Palamanui, but I don't think I was invited this year, so that's okay.
We didn't get invited till last week.
Ah.
And it's at the Hilton.
The delay.
Right.
Okay, so I see we have everybody here. And including Gary, so I will call, I will call the meeting to order. It is now 5:08 on May 7th. And so for the record, anyone attending by Zoom that is in the room with someone else, please raise your hand. Seeing that there are none, I will confirm that all attendees are in their room by themselves. And I understand, Greg, that there's no testimony submitted. So
That's correct.
yeah, so we can move on to the approval of the minutes for the April 2nd meeting. So the minutes were circulated. Are there any changes, additions, or corrections regarding the minutes of April 2nd?
None.
None. Could I have a motion to accept as presented?
I'll move to accept the minutes.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Julie. So it was moved and seconded. All in favor of accepting the minutes as submitted, say aye, raise your hand. Aye.
Aye.
Okay, minutes unanimously approved. So I will move to the Kahukumana report.
Okay, thank you, Chair, and welcome everybody. Thanks for making time. Courtney, I got kicked out, so can you let me back in?
Oh, yeah.
Just a few items, to update, the board on. Well, first of all, let me just, reintroduce, folks to John DeFries, who's joining us, this evening along with, John Kumeji. As you folks know, John DeFries has been, hired as the executive director for the Maunakea Stewardship Oversight Authority. And he's been on the job for a couple of weeks now, I think. I think John would like to join us in an in-person meeting, if possible, in the future to personally, meet everyone and introduce himself in a more personal setting. But I don't know, John, you want to say a few words tonight, or?
No, just thank you for having me. Appreciate all the work that all of you have done over the years, and looking forward to having the opportunity to meet face to face. So thank you, Greg, and thank you all.
Great. Thank you for joining us, John. Kahukumana report, I'll combine it with my executive director's report, as I've been doing recently. So the Center for Maunakea Stewardship staff, the CMS staff, has been working, conducting some due diligence on our collection of artifacts that were collected during the archaeological inventory survey that OMKM did back in 2009. This is the archaeological survey that serves as the baseline for many of our management actions to protect our cultural sites. So as you folks know, every summer we do a survey, monitoring survey of our cultural sites to document what's happening with them, and that is all part of our management plan. Much of the material that was collected during the survey itself is from ads work sites that are on our lands, not the ads quarry per se. And it includes things like incomplete blanks of ads that never got completed or broke halfway or something. Lots of flakes, some hammerstones, and a miscellaneous leftover material. So CMS has been housing this material since 2009. And except for a few items, we really have no need for them. We would like to keep some of the material for educational purposes. We do have some completed adzes and hammerstones that are particularly popular with Kaleo's outreach program. People really enjoy looking at these items. But for the most part, we don't really have a purpose or need for the rest of the material. And so we've been in some internal discussions about seeking other curatorship or disposition options. Because this material was collected from lands that we lease from the state technically, or DLNR technically, has a responsibility for determining the disposition of this material. And they have the final say on what should be done with it. So in our due diligence, we have discussed this, consulted with Kahukumana, and we'll be meeting with DLNR in the future to explore different options. This afternoon, I met with John and we'll be working with John DeFries to involve them and incorporate their input into this whole process. And we can use this project also as an orientation opportunity for John and his team as his team starts to take shape to the requirements of stewardship on Mauna Kea. So there's no plan, there's no approvals required right now. We're just, I'm just wanting to keep you folks apprised. A lot of what happens will depend on what DLNR decides they would like to see happen with this material. In the past, I know there have been under OMKM attempts to discuss possible curatorship with Bishop Museum. They were not interested at the time. That may be different now, I'm not sure. But we'll explore various options to see what might be possible. So providing this information, just this is something that we're working with KKM on, and we'll be working with MKSOA on as well. So just wanting to keep you folks in up to date with what's happening with that. Let me stop there and just see if there's any questions regarding this particular matter. Okay. The second item I have is I don't know, I mean, I know you folks recall, but it's probably not top of mind, but back in, I think it was January of 2023, the Board of Regents adopted a resolution, Resolution 2301, outlining a number of action items for CMS to follow up on. And among them is we have to report every 6 months, provide an update on where we are with these various items that they directed us to work on. So I will be providing that report, that update. It's been scheduled for May 16th at their Regents meeting. The items that the resolution called for include an update on our observatory decommissionings, an update on the UH Hilo New Educational Telescope, the expanded educational programming that we've been working on at the Visitor Information Station and at Kalipohaku. It also touches upon the additional decommissionings that we had committed to and are required to do under our TMT permit. What we're doing in going about fulfilling our ongoing management obligations in consultation with MKSOA, and then working on a memorandum of agreement with MKSOA. So I have discussed this with John and John. Bonnie and David are reviewing the presentation materials that I've prepared. We'll send that out to everyone as well once they're finalized. But just wanted you folks to know that is on the calendar for May 16th. And that is you'll be able to view it online if you wanted to. Any questions on the update to Resolution 2301 that is scheduled? Okay. I want to provide an update on where we are with our decommissioning projects. I'm going to share a few pictures with you. So for Caltech submillimeter observatory, just to recap, the telescope itself was removal was completed in the fall of 2023. The work was halted for winter and then restarted a couple of 3 weeks ago now. You see there a picture of the progress they've made. The dome is about halfway or 1/3 to halfway removed. They did have to stop work today because of the strong winds yesterday and today. but they're thinking they'll be able to restart work, tomorrow. So the dome is expected to be completely removed by June, barring any, further weather delays. And then they'll start on the foundation removal and the site restoration phases of the project. And that's expected to be completed by September 2024. We have worked with Subaru, who has kindly agreed to orient one of their webcams towards the project site. So if you will send this material, these slides out to you folks. They provide they stream a live shot of the work. Of course, there's nothing working there, happening there now. But it's sort of a nice way for them to, for us to keep folks apprised. Okay. The next thing is Maunakea. Site work started the week of April 22nd. Dome foundation removal and site restoration is expected to be completed by August 2024. So they're just getting started. They did a lot of interior work in the last couple of week and a half or so, removing power lines and we're turning off the power, removing cabling and things like that. They're hoping to get started on the actual removal of the dome this week. Again, they were also halted by the high winds. Now, one of the things that's early lessons learned from the decommissioning is that particularly given we have two projects going on at the same time, is that the on-site coordination and communication between contractors, rangers, observatory staff, CMS staff, our on-site monitors, et cetera, is really proving to be key to ensuring a proper smooth running operation. What you see here is a lineup of dump trucks ready to go up the Mauna to start removing materials from CSO. All of this has to be staged and timed and whatnot, because we're also having to manage public as well as observatory access through all of this. There have been situations where the dump trucks were not able to get up the Mauna and had to be towed up to the site. And so that ends up, we end up having to close the road for periods of time, et cetera, et cetera. So it's really proving to be a critical element of ensuring the project goes smoothly. All contractors have received safety briefings. All contractors have received cultural briefings and went through our cultural orientation. We did do site blessings and protocols for both projects before the work started. Excuse me. And there'll be something similar conducted at the end of the projects. So a lot of moving parts, and you know, it's nice to see the project progressing, but it really is keeping our team on our toes. Any questions about decommissioning?
Just a comment, Greg. I really appreciate the amount of information you all have been sending us. There's never any doubt about what's going on. It's very good.
Yeah, it took a little bit of work coordinating with the contractors on getting the road conditions current and up to date and whatnot. But we really emphasize the need for them to improve their communications amongst themselves and with us so that we can keep everybody apprised.
It's going well.
And how do we deal with the public, just general visitors, while we've got these big trucks going up and down?
If we have to close the road, then nobody can get up. But
Right.
what we've had to do is you have a pilot car in front of the truck, and then we've added a second pilot car behind the truck, behind the dump truck as they go up. And they help to direct traffic. They tell people when they can go past it. It's safe to go past them. When the truck gets stuck, if it's stuck in a location that blocks the road, then there's nothing we can really do until we tow it up or tow it off to the side. So we are trying to keep the road open as much as possible. And it took a while to kind of figure some of this out, but our folks have done a real good job with that. Okay, on the education and outreach front, I have this table with a whole bunch of numbers that Kaleo had put together, but that was kind of boring because I think the real value of our outreach efforts is seen on the faces of the kids when they get involved. Kaleo, joined us last summer, and to date, his outreach efforts in partnership with Justin and his resource management team, they've reached over 1,000 youth and young adults and college students in the short time that he's been working. And we're really, really happy to see that expanded outreach occurring. Some of the more popular, well, probably the most popular exhibit and thing that the kids love is the bug collection. So this is a Girl Scout event that was held downtown, and we participated in along with a whole bunch of others, and the kids just really loved the bugs. The other thing that's really nice about what Kaleo has been doing and Justin has been doing is that they've really been working as a team. So what you see here is we've got the rangers involved, we've got the resource management folks involved, and we've got Kaleo involved. So it really kind of covering a number of different aspects of our operation when we go up there, and giving our staff an opportunity to get out there and interact with the kids as well. So just really pleased and proud of the work that they're doing. And the last thing I have, well, no, there's one more thing after this, is we just kind of wanted to show you a few photos of what's been happening with the visitor station, information station improvements that Nahua and the team have been working on with some input from Imiloa. Nahua, I'll advance the slides if you want to explain what we've done, what you folks have done, and what they're looking at.
Sure. So we've come a long way, but this is our new display. So as you walk in the door, the first thing that you see is this beautiful picture of the Milky Way with a quote from Kalepa. And we really felt like because he was such a staunch supporter of Mauna Kea that we needed something from him. So that's the quote you see that says, skilled navigators look toward the horizon, but have the ability to see what is behind the horizon. So it not only ties in science, but it also ties in Hawaiian navigation. So that as you walk in, that's the door that you see, and then you can go to the next slide. And as you turn the corner, as you come in the door, the way we designed this interpretive display is to go from morning to night. And so it's the beginning. And so everything begins in the morning is how, and so it's, as you can see, it talks about the Kumulipo, a little bit about the Mauna Kea deities, and of course our queen and a letter that she wrote. So, and then we use this picture because it represents the piko, and as Mauna Kea is the piko, it's a way of showing the piko in a different way using the stars. And next slide. Oh, wait, before you change the slide, go back one more. And then as you turn, you can see we talk about the cultural sites, Halepohaku and the ads quarry there. Eventually we will, part of the ads display, we actually went over it this week, pulling out items that we can put into a nice display box, and that will go in the window corner there that you see. And that's where we'll have an ads display for the public to see. Okay, next slide. And then as you go along the wall, our daytime really talks about as you go up the mountain, all of the different natural resources that's found on the mountain. And that's this wall. And under the window, we're going to be doing another bug box. So that'll be another display where children will be able to pick up a microscope and actually look at the bugs in the box. And we'll have a little bit of information there. Okay, next slide. So this wall, again, is taking you up the mountain. It talks about our VECU bug success story. And next slide. And then this wall really showcases all of the different observatories on Mauna Kea. We thought it was important to do a nighttime shot, so it kind of takes you from day to night and how spectacular it is. The other thing I really wanted to point out is how many different countries are involved on Mauna Kea. A lot of people don't realize all the different countries, all the different telescopes. And so we really wanted to showcase that. And in the left-hand corner, right above where it says unique site for astronomy, there's a QR code. And that QR code will go to the Mauna Kea Observatory's website and will provide information on each of the observatories and links to their site. So rather than try to put a whole bunch of information about all the different telescopes here, we rather just showcase all the countries and then provide the unique QR code there to take people to the sites. But beautiful shot there. Next slide. And part of what we wanted to showcase was some of the amazing discoveries that we have on Mauna Kea, especially the ones with Hawaiian names, because that is I felt like it was really monumental. So these are two of the things that were discovered on Mauna Kea, and that's our last display. So eventually, up in the ceiling, my goal is to figure out some type of art piece that represents either a constellation or something like that. We haven't really found anything, I'm looking for something like made out of glass or something cool to go up in the ceiling, because we have a beautiful, the big high ceiling. So that's coming. So that's the next step in finishing this display, besides the two display boxes that we'll have. And then we'll be moving out to the outside, which I'm going to be working on improving the signage, as well as improving, changing out the Onizuka Memorial. I really feel like that doesn't do him justice now that we have the new roadway with the vis improvements. I think we really need to update the Onizuka Memorial. And that's kind of it.
So I have a question, Ahua. I noticed that, before there was a shop, right, where you were selling different things. I'm assuming that's completely gone.
No.
Oh, okay.
Can you bring that last picture up again, Greg?
Sure.
Oh, is it behind that?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So what I did was, when we did the remodeling, that big counter that was in the front, I felt like it just used all of the space.
Right.
And this wall that comes out, we took that counter out. And so then the other side is our store. And it still has all of the products. We've actually pared down some of the products. I got rid of what I call the trinkets, really focusing more on, because we're supposed to be a bookstore, Rodrigo really wanted to focus more on the books. So we've been working on making sure we have books about all of the different things about Mauna Kea, and some Hawaiiana books that kind of pertain. And then of course, all the shirts, and then just a few small trinkets, not a lot like we used to have, really making it a little bit more easy and really showcasing some of the better products that we have. So that's behind the wall there, is our store.
Okay.
So really separating the two. So it had a real cluttered feel before. And so this way it just kind of modernizes the space, even though it's so small. We try to make efficient use of it and make it a little bit better.
And I also like how you have a few benches, but other than that, it's an open space, because I know there's a lot of people that go up and it gets really crowded. So that's probably a good thing. Yeah. Thank you.
A lot of folks appreciate the benches because, they don't always have time to, with so many people, they want to be able to sit down and read. So that provides that. And also when it's cold, it provides people with a little bit of a space to sit down and warm up if it's really cold outside and be able to enjoy the space.
Thank you. It's looking really good.
You're welcome.
So the other thing that NOAA is working on too is Imiloa has a group of students that came up with some ideas for some new outdoor displays. So those are still being designed, but those are displays that would be rolled in and out during the daytime hours that we put out on the mezzanine there, the patio there.
Yes. So that's a work in progress. They're working with some students from the local high schools. And so hopefully by the end of summer, we'll have something done that we can put into our outdoor exhibits, which we have this rolling stanchions already. They just will be slipped in and switched out.
Okay, one last thing, just again, for informational purposes only, this is not something that we would require your approval or input on, but we like to make sure you folks are aware of some of these things. You may or may not be aware that for the last several years, the University of Montana, the Montana Center for Work Physiology and Exercise Metabolism, has held a research permit with us. They've been doing research on high altitude acclimation, physiological research. So they've applied and are asking to extend their permit to continue their earlier research. Specifically, what they're examining is the impact of muscle protein synthesis during high altitude exercise. And what they say is that while they understand the basics of high altitude acclimation, they still do not know all of the biological mechanisms involved in the negative aspects of high altitude on skeletal muscle health, metabolic proteins, hormones, and immune protein functions. So the research involves them bringing a group of participants and researchers, a total of 9, for multiple 5-day stays at Halepohaku, extending through November 2025. Participants will hike daily to the summit, and they're measured on a variety of things like heart rate and blood oxygen saturation, etc. This research is an allowed activity under our conservation district use permit, and it does not involve any land uses. As I said, there's 6 participants and 3 researchers who will come on each visit. The researchers are accompanying the participants on all activities to ensure their safety and health. There's no blood being drawn or anything, or tissue samples or anything. They have all of their IRB approvals from University of Montana to do human subject research. And of course, all of the results will be shared with CMS, which we'll use to inform our management actions concerning health and safety for employees, contractors, and the public. They are grant funded. I think they've got about $500,000 for this project. And so we look forward to them coming again. I think they're due to come up later this month for this next round of exercise and sample data sampling. So I just want to keep you folks informed of some of the sort of other kind of research occurring on the Mauna that we like to support if it's appropriate and if we do get something out of it. So that concludes my executive director's report. Yeah, Andy.
Just a quick question. I haven't seen much of that research. Are there previous results published? It would be
Not
interesting.
yet.
Oh, I
Not
see.
yet. Yeah. But it's one of the requirements of the permit is they have to share everything, all of their publications and research results with us. Any other questions? Thank you.
You're on mute, Roberta.
Sorry. Since there are no other agenda items, I know we will want to move into executive session. I did want to personally say welcome John DeFries. You know, go back many years with all the different roles you played, and thank you, John Komeiji, for attending the meetings. I think the hope is that the transition will, move on smoothly. If there's nothing else, I think I would need a motion to move into executive session.
Sure, Robert, I'll make the motion. So I'd like to move, Chair, that we move into executive session to consult with our attorney on questions and issues pertaining to the board's powers, duties, privileges, immunities, and liabilities pursuant to HRS 92584 regarding the board's decision-making process in our joint management role with MK Soul.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Julie. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, moving into executive session, say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Okay, unanimous approval. So we will move into executive session and reconvene after we have finished our discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, John and John.
Thank you.
So we gotta go. Other one.
Okay, so everyone is back. I will call the general meeting back to order. Is now 6:20. And Greg, if you could just summarize our executive session, that would be great. I think you're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So during the executive session, we consulted with our attorney to discuss our powers and authorities and our roles and responsibilities in the current joint management relationship with MKSOA as we move through this transition period. Sought some clarity and guidance on several matters. We did not make any decisions. There were no commitments made, no actions taken during the session. It was for informational and discussion purposes only.
Thank you. I guess the next item on the agenda is announcements. Maybe this would be a good time, Nahua, if we could just comment about the good news at CMS.
Sure. So just our education and outreach has been doing a fantastic job. This past few months, we have been working with Kanuokuaina and Parker School, and we had them come out. We got to participate in one of their STEM-related programs, and it's been a wonderful partnership. We're finding that a lot of the schools, and we also had Kamehameha schools come out, we're finding that the schools love the idea of using Mauna Kea as an outdoor classroom. I think in the past, we've always tried to think about, hey, we've got to develop a curriculum, figure out what we're going to teach, but rather than doing that, we have decided to make Halepohaku and Mauna Kea more of an outdoor classroom and inviting teachers to come with their own curriculum and seeing how we can partner with them and support them. And we've found wonderful traction. The teachers really love that idea. And so it's, we've always talked about developing an educational program for Halepohaku, but we decided let's try something different. Let's just see if this would work if we just open our doors and, and try to work with what the teachers have in providing this outdoor classroom. And so our natural resources team and our education team have been really working hard to partner with teachers, and we have had wonderful success especially in the Hawaiian immersion schools where we've never really had traction before. We're starting to see more traction in that area. So little by little, we're working on our program and really making the Mauna this wonderful outdoor classroom, especially the area around the Viz, where students can come, kids can come, they can learn about natural resources, they can learn about all of the different things going on in the Mauna. So it's actually been very positive. It's a little bit of a different take on education and outreach, but with our new team, it's been going really well, and it's a big win for our team. So I'm excited to share that.
Great. Okay, so as far as announcements, our next public meeting will be held on Tuesday, June 4th at 5 p.m. Greg, did you have anything else you wanted to announce? No. Okay, well, it is now 7:24. I will adjourn the meeting, and I hope everybody had a happy May Day on May 1st, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers and fathers. Happy Parent Day.
Chair, I think you said 7:24, 6:24, correct?
6:24 here, yeah.
Yes, yeah, just for the record, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, 6:24. Thanks for the correction.